Live. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Continue to take the time to support this beautiful community. Please make sure to hit that like button so that we can expand this community, expand the reach, push us through the algorithm and analytics, and allow more people to be in here so that they can see not just the truth about crypto, but are able to tune into these midday market reports, are able to stay ahead of what's coming up next when it comes to every market, be able to stay on top of the precious metals as we talked about an unexpected rally to be coming before end of year, and it's exactly what's happening right now. We've talked about B2 Gold, how there were levels that we had to pay attention to and why I bought at 298. We'll go through all this with the DXY we've talked about and been ahead of the breakdown in that. The US 10-year, we're looking at crude oil to see exactly what its deal is at the end of the year, if it's going to go to 70 or if it can start to bounce off of 72. We'll just see what happens here. A lot to be excited about. Gold, as you can see, is up another 28 bucks, up to 2,042. Got silver pushing 25 bucks today, up 1.36%, while the dollar's falling 53 cents or a half a percent to 102.66. So we do have a lot to talk about. Very exciting day. I know it seems bearish and people don't want to come in as much, as I could tell by the morning update. Got about 700 views so far, which it's on average where it's normally at after a couple hours of being released. But when people are really excited, it'll be at about 1,500 after 2.5 hours. So I can tell when the market is unstable and when their mindset might not be where it should be. So like I've said, when everybody's telling you it's going to go down, when everybody tells you that we're in the bear cycle, when everybody tells you not to buy, these are the great times to buy in mid-22, late 22, early 23, and throughout 23 where I've showed you the proper places to do what we need to do. I've been pushing metals very, very hard. I've been pushing B2 Gold very hard on these midday market reports. So let me say hi to everybody, and then I'll timestamp this. Taco, welcome in. First one in today. I appreciate that. Matt Holden, Mark Costin, good afternoon. Angela, welcome in, love. I got to wait for more comments so that I can see. I've made it a rule now not to have my phone out so that I show 100% my attention and I don't have to go back in time. Sam, good afternoon. Thank you so much for continuing to tune into the Midday Market Report, Sam. Taki, love that name. Welcome, and I hope I don't ruin it. Taki Tom, hello to you as well. Matt Holden, good afternoon. Colin, Prosperity Fund, wins the moon. Depends which moon you're talking about. If we're talking about the trajectory of the short term, it could be coming any time. But if you're talking about, what some influencers will talk 4, 5, 6 digits, it's going to be a while. I'm looking at some other beautiful things, though, on the same time as crypto, because Bitcoin, at the same time as this is happening, Bitcoin is up about 900, about almost 1,000 points. Remember what we've talked about? Very sneaky patterns. End of year, stock market has nowhere to go but up because of bonuses. So good early afternoon, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, November 28th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Yes, that same land where we are going for our third straight Big Ten championship on Saturday, so I can't wait for that. CJ2 Pilot, hello everyone. I watched the morning update 3 times. All right. So you got some of those views up. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, CJ2 Pilot. And thank you for being a month to a Tom's Army. I can see you are because you have the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News emoji badge. Harvey Boy, good afternoon. Wolos, hello. Mark Sintic, Brian, welcome in. O. Johnson, good afternoon. Trading with J-Ride, Sully, Colabel Derone. Go Blue. And then I seen a donation here as well. Are we serious? Cool, cool, cool. Good start for the day. I'll read that in just a sec. So the Dow's up $98 and about 46 cents to 35,431. We are still trying to push, and I know it can get boring at times, folks, and I apologize. Yes, this broadening wedge will get boring. Sam, thank you for the $9.99 donation. That is incredibly awesome. I appreciate you paying it forward. First donation of the day. Didn't even have to bring it up. That is incredibly awesome. Thank you for that $9.99, Sam. Really, I appreciate that. But we have to come up here and at least retest this 36,300, and it's either going to be a resistance or this is where we break through. And my theory is massive consolidation happened here within a bull flag, and the broadening wedge going up bullish. You will initially fall bearish, but as long as you play it true, it's a bullish continuation with the way it came in. This will typically end in a bullish consolidation, which is what happened after a brief bearish consolidation, but that's always what happens. So you had the inverted head and shoulders, came back down to the neckline, held it, put a W reversal. Now we just need to come up over, let's see if we can get even more accurate maybe right here. Let's say 36,100 right there. If we do it by around my birthday. Actually, let's move it up because I think I've targeted this. That's December. Yeah, if we can do it by December 7th area, we would have to get on top of around 36,100. You get on top of that and hold. You have a technical breakout, and we'll mark it from here, so we'll lower it just a little bit. So if we break out by then, we have a technical target of 41,915 on the broadening wedge if we break out. And that's a nice continuation pattern right there. Looks like a bullish Dartley got us into here on a nice descending channel. Broke out of it. Now we held the channel. If you just broke it out, you would see it. I don't want to just say, see, this is what you would see. That's just lazy. This is what you would see if you broke the channel out. See how you hold that downtrending resistance as the support now is for the first time with support, and it just happened to be an inverted head. I tried to not have all of this on so it wouldn't confuse everybody, but this is actually what we broke out of. Hopefully that makes a little more sense, and you can put it like that because we see the pattern, but we were in a channel. You could even come up higher, but I don't care about necessarily the accuracy of which way you want to come in. Some people would come in like that. I'm just saying you were stuck in a channel, and now you broke out, and that downtrending resistance is now being a support, and you can see the breakout point and hit it perfectly in the broadening wedge. Beautifully to confirm that formation. It was just beautiful. So knowing that, I mean, we're on a massive attempt for a breakout. The reason why you have to break 37,000 and get on top of, or 36,100 for the Dow is you have to get on top of a double top scenario. You have a double top scenario, it could fall very quickly. So we'll see what happens here. But I anticipate something big happening before end of the year. All-time highs, that would be something big. I mean, we're not that far. I definitely think all-time highs could fall before year end. And that's right around 36,986. I believe it is for the market. So we'll see what happens. But that looks like a massive, massive bullish setup right there. And of course it does, because the US dollar is tanking, so risk on is going to go parabolic. And remember what the Fed did. For anybody who doesn't know, does anybody know what the Fed did? What are they exempt from? Please make sure to hit that like button as well if you're tuning in. It does help push this midday market report. This is going to be another one that gets added to the silver stacking series, just like yesterday, because I'm going to dedicate a large segment of this to silver stacking and to show an update with that as well. I've been utilizing the midday market reports, expanding them, and using it for silver stacking as well. So for anybody who's tuning in and is starting to catch the hint with that, I'm glad you continue to tune in. We've done 12 episodes now in the silver stacking videos. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff just because it's inside of here. And I just want everybody to see the real trajectory. We filled this out yesterday. So the US dollar currency index, right now you can see that's a long leg doji that we were fearing before in the monthly. And now it's coming to fruition now that we pulled down here. If this continues, our next step here, we're at the end of the monthly, remember. We got, what, 2-3 days left here in the monthly? Once we get here to Sunday, actually this Monday, where's the, I need to see December 1st. Friday will be the end of this monthly candle. So the monthlies don't end on Sunday like a weekly, unless it falls on a Sunday. So Friday, this candle, so it closes Thursday. So Thursday at 6:59 p.m. is the last of this candle. If it starts and closes where it's at right now, that's so bearish. We're very bearish. And it would have a continuation. I can almost guarantee it to 97 if that happens in the monthly. You can't guarantee anything, but you can almost guarantee. Now, what could happen is you could get a hold here at 100 spot 42, and for the sake of the dollar, better hope so. But what have I been saying since the very beginning? The U.S. dollar is constricted right now by the BRICS nations because of their BRICS agreement starting on January 1st. I'm giving them a 24-hour grace period from what I was reading. So January 2nd, they can start dumping out of U.S. government bonds, and they can officially and legally, with the approval of the Saudis, which control the oil, and they're also a part of the BRICS now, they are given approval that you can pay for petrol without the US dollar, and they'll convert your native currency on a standard of gold, which means petrol is now going to be priced in relation to gold. So if you wonder why banks around the world are buying gold and silver, look no further. You wonder why gold's up to 2,000. I can't wait to get into gold today. So that's the DXY. The US 10-year is at 4.35%. Yeah, it probably will be called out around a dollar by 1 to 1 on January. It's getting there real quickly. Mario, good afternoon. Yes, CJ2 Pilot, thank you so much for answering that. I asked what the Fed was now exempt on. See what they did when they needed money for the wars, and they needed to make sure we didn't close the government. So they had to pass another budget expansion, to delay the shutdown. They snuck in there that the Fed is now exempt from taxes. The Federal Reserve, so basically when they expand the money supply, they print money, and now they buy into stocks. All that profit is not taxable. Anything they own in mutual funds and all that, not taxable. So you better believe it's going to go down to 3.9 or 3.7%. They're simply.
I know, I'm sorry.
So what we're looking at here is the U.S. government 10-year. If it does break down with them buying all these government bonds, I can see it. It's in a descending formation. If it does break down to a head, it will create this inverted head and shoulders. And I think it would come down to this rising channel uptrend at about, where's that? 3.94%. But we need to hold. It started here back in July of 22. We had another hit here. If it comes down to support this, then you could have a nice rally, because I think what's going to happen in these government bonds is, it's coming down now, and they're telling you to lock it in right now. The ones on Bloomberg and the ones who are telling you how to smart money, they're telling you to lock it in right now at 5.25 over 10 years. They're out of their minds. You know why? Because I predict what's going to happen here, and I'm just, over time, this isn't a tomorrow prediction. We're coming back up here to 12, 15%, somewhere up here. It's got no choice. Look at this descending structure. Eventually, that's a massive bullish reversal in the making. Like, when you want to talk about and it's already broke out of this big falling channel or descending channel. It already broke out of that structure. So now that's a massive breakup. This is going to go back up somewhere up in here. I'm just saying, they're telling you to block it in at 5.25, when eventually here in the next year or two, it's probably going to be over 10% for these government bonds because of the cost of inflation. So just be careful with who you listen to in regards to that. Did it really take the 10-year bond off of here? Maybe we're telling too much truth. Like I said, I would never pay for anything on TradingView, so be very careful if you're going to buy anything on, if you're going to pay for anything on TradingView, because it is very shady. And I'm not afraid to say that it is. It's just the best we have. But it is rather annoying, as you guys know, when I come on here every single day and it just deletes my stuff, and we're literally looking at it and it just deletes it. But that's okay. Positivity over negativity, so you got to stay positive in all phases. Terry, welcome in. I appreciate you tuning in. I did not see what the comment said. I'll take a look once it. Could not access the midday market report. YouTube made me verify my access. Wow. That doesn't surprise me. What's a bullish reversal? So we're in a bearish formation. So okay, let me put this out here. So this falling channel that we were in. Well, I used the wrong thing, but okay. I don't like that. I don't like when that's on there. So in a descending channel, basically a bullish reversal. I guess I am using that because it wants to keep coming back on. How annoying. I like to do that myself. But anyhow, so the bullish reversal, so you're on a descending formation. Typically, because of all the pressure and it's just a descending channel, eventually when you break over, they call it a bullish reversal. So if you bounce out to this top side, then you have a rally up. A bullish reversal means you're going to have a significant move to the top side. If it's a bearish reversal, you're going to have a significant move down after the structure breaks. These are bullish reversals, and this should bring us all the way back up here, somewhere around 9% at least. Like, really, it should. It's just these were the immediate levels that we have to break past. I'm going to get rid of some of these, though, because if we bounce off that support, I'm not going to use the micro levels. I'm going to actually go up. I mean, really, you'd only have to break that one right there at 5.3. But it's going to come up here rather quickly. So we'll talk about this more as it goes. But, I mean, if you want to talk about... What is... I hate when it does this on TradingView. All right, whatever. I don't even care, TradingView. I'm going to go to the next thing. So, crude oil is up 2.52%. It's at 76.88. No problem, Milk Down. I'm glad you understood that. Mark James, good afternoon. Joshua, welcome. And I'm having a great day, actually. Jose, what's up? I'm glad you're tuning in. Again and again and again. So, crude oil, 2.56% up. And I know I got to start clearing some of this out because it is getting sloppy. So we'll get rid of that. But it was also doing that with the arrow because I was in the monthly. Forgot about that. So basically, crude oil, they had a year-end target, the government, and I've read the article, I read it when they were talking about it, at $70 a barrel. So we had to put that down there. There was a $77 pivot point we had on here because that was a way to stop it or get a rejection here. So I might as well keep them both. And right now it looks like we're on the bottom side of it. We're about to have a bearish cross here in the weekly. So does this mean year of end they're going to actually bring us all the way down to 70? I don't know. I really don't. Because with the way the dollar is going, this is a reversal candle today. So when we come up here tomorrow to $77 or $77.83, maybe an overshot to 80. If we get rejected by the 200-day, it's done. If we come back up, get on top of the 200-day, I could see this pattern reversing back up. The fact we had some kind of momentum here on the 200-day, we have to hold it here. Otherwise, they're going to get their rally to 70 and maybe worse. If it comes down from here, that cup is broken, that handle, and then we'll see how far down they could actually pull us. But this pattern in itself was in a descending structure, and it's actually trying to validate its breakout, much like some of the other things. So $70 hold, it'll be fine. But I just have a big fear now for 24 with crude oil. I really feel like crude oil could end up pushing $140, $150 a barrel now in 24, maybe early 25, but it's going to be a significant reversal. Gold silver ratio is up 0.22% to up 17.9 cents to 81.822. We talked about the retracement today and just a retest to make sure that this pattern was really bearish. First thing you got to do is you retest typically the 20, but we might not even have to go all the way up there. We have a bearish cross here. We're trying to come down through now and reject at 81.59. It's just, do we come up a little bit higher and retest the bearishness here? Because it is bearish. It is bearish. And that's a bear flag being put in. It almost looks like it's going to form a similar structure. Step down here. And it'll probably step down here to this overextended area to 79.5. Once that breaks, I've been very transparent about this. In the last few days, we actually did a deep dive. These are the targets down once it busts that. You have it go down to the 42.6 ratio. This has been a very big ascending formation. I've showed all the different structures, the lower lows, and then the consolidation zones. So unless this is being used as a higher low, this ratio is coming back down to like 42.6 in the near future. Well, not near future, because this would push us up to sometime in 25. And it could take us all the way, just depending on the way it flows out. But this is coming. This is coming because gold is going to rise, but silver is going to do it faster. It just, there's no way around it. And gold's starting to take our bounce now. And like I said, I'm going to get rid of some of the mess here now that we've gotten out of some of these areas. Just so it's easier to see. This is what I do once we start clearing sections. So we know 1930. We know the area. That was our bounce point, so we're going to keep that. We can get rid of 2009 because now we're going to use the uptrending support. And now we're trying to go like this by level. It'll make it a little bit easier to see in the daily. But this was our target. We bounced off of 1930. Now the technical target should bring you up. If you, this is the full measurement, it should bring you up to about 2100. And then try to consolidate back down on that uptrend. That 2082 is out there because that's the, let me see. What was, I don't know if that's the exact number. I need the exact number for the all-time high. Yeah, I think that's why I put it there. 2082. So if we break on top of that and hold, it's over. Gold's going to be going, and it's in discovery. This is going to be its fourth attempt up here. Eventually, it's going to push through. There's just no downward. Even when it came down, look how immediately it bounced out on what looks like a nice inversion pattern. You have a bullish handle here as well that I don't know if a lot of people are putting two and two together, but this is a bullish handle to the finest. And once that happens, you're going to end up at some point, we're going to be pushing the top up here at around 2,500, 2447, and then some. Some that have waited long time to buy precious metals, their time is literally running out right before your very eyes. And we've been talking about this since March of 21 together. So there's been spectacular buying opportunities. And I told everybody back in 22, 21, when it came down here in October, I was like, you may never see that again. Never. And imagine putting your US dollar into gold when it was at 1620. And now while the dollar is about to go goodbye, you're up 26%. Just letting it sit there as a store of value. You're not looking to sell your precious metals. That's a savings that you're looking to pass on to your kids, grandkids, whatever. That's how I'm doing it. You got to figure out another way to live. That's like your retirement, your 401k. The silver, technically, it's breaking out of its, yes, indeed, Julie. It's breaking out of its, Julie was rooting us on in the background. It's breaking out of this extension. This is the formation it created outside of the, let me just show you, this ascending formation. Now we're on the outside of it. I call these the continuation or the extension areas. If you break outside of this, your technical target, if you hold, is $28.84. I mean, at the same token, think about this. Same token, look at where silver was. After our bull run with crypto, look what happened to silver. It was down at 17 bucks, 17.50, 18 bucks. Now you look at it a year later, year and a half later, when everybody told you not to buy it. And now if you want to buy it and try to put your dollar into it, it's 37% higher, being generous. So it's time. A lot of people get stuck in the here and now. This is a time. This is not for today or tomorrow or next year. This is for your future, like literal future. I'm going to be 40 December 17th, so that's fastly coming around the barrel. But when I'm 55, I would like to see what my gold, silver, even my cryptos now with XRP and everything else that I've put in with the Internet of Things, the ISO. Yep, I bought my silver anywhere from, man, it's been a while. I started in 2017, but I know in 2017, see back in 2009, 2016. When I first started, I got very lucky because we had a nice consolidation for a while. So I was down around 14, 15. I know somewhere in the 13s. I don't think it ever got lower than that. Yeah, maybe I got very high 13s, but most of it was in that 14 to 17 area. I did get one chance here, which I've told everybody. This was the cream of the crop for me, and I got very lucky in 2020. When I was in the stock market, I bought a thing called Guinness. And I've made like, I don't know, it was I seen it on the charts and it was a penny stock. And I put in, they gave you all these stupid stimuluses when we were shut down with the blah, blah, blah in the USA. I put it all towards Guinness. And it ended up going like 400 or 500% in 2 weeks. So I sold out the couple $1,000. It was worth like 10 grand. And then what did I do? I bought an ounce of gold on the spot, and I bought a bunch of metals. This is where I got. This was when I fell in love with silver when it came way down. I bought some here. Don't get me wrong, but when it made this big dump, I put like $6,000-7,000 into silver. That was my biggest part of my silver purchasing back in here. I couldn't do as much in here, and I was very transparent when I first came on the air. And once it dumped, right in here, I had a monthly buy. I had a monthly buy when it was under $20. I would buy it every single month on routine if it was under 20. If it was under 18, I would just buy it, but it never really got there. But now when it gets into these segments, I haven't really bought a ton of silver when it's been over 22, 23. I used to buy a little bit at a time, but a majority of mine was bought in 2020 on that dip. Well, not a majority. I can't even say that anymore. About 50% of it was bought. 45% on a big dip. But it's succeeded much more than that now. But at the time, that's how I did it. But I've just been looking at it as when I make profits on crypto, instead of just selling it and putting it back into crypto over the top, what I don't need. I knew I had to wait several years to get back into XRP and my favorite cryptos, because I had to wait for the rug pull. You have to wait for the cycles to flip, and that's what I did. But I was able to take a good 10 grand out of my crypto stuff while now having 10 times more than I ever had in crypto before. We're in the bear market right now. XRP's at 613. You know, I've got my ISO, my Internet of Things tokens as well. And literally, I've got about, I'd say about $6,000 in investments outside of, with XRP included. So 34, just under 3,500 in XRP, and about, I would say probably 3,000 in the rest. So maybe we're approaching 6,500, but it's up over $6,000 right now in a bear market. So there's a lot of room here, even on a breakdown. But you can't be scared of bear markets. These are the accumulation phases for a reason. If you would have told somebody that you could be up, 100% on your entire portfolio that you've invested in a bear market, while you're in the midst of a bear market, you're doing something right. Just like if you can get on top of precious metals and you can start talking and understand where it's going, you're doing something right. Just like with Bitcoin, if you can understand the pattern when nobody else wants to admit the pattern, you can do something right. But right now with Bitcoin, we had like a bearish hammer, now reversal. So this looked like it was going to come down. Now it's signaling to us that maybe that signal down was a fake out. And now it looks like we're trying to reverse back up. This next daily candle for Bitcoin, if it opens over 38,000, look out. Look out. Like literally look out. That's a signal for Bitcoin to run well over 41,000 if it holds. And right now we have a reversal like we want. XRP, and then I got to go. XRP, and please make sure to hit that like button. If you got anything out of this update, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've went way too long on this midday market report, but I was very excited today to do the expanded silver stacking episode. I think it's number 13, so that's why we took some time with silver stacking today, about 20 minutes. I don't usually do a lot of XRP in the midday market report, to be honest with you. I always tell everybody to watch my morning update as it didn't, so it doesn't get cheated. And people see what I put time to put in. And then I always do XRP at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when I do my crypto coverage. But today, XRP, like we talked about on the morning update, has to not let this come through on this dot cross. We need to invalidate the dot cross before it ever happens. So we want to have these candle closes above 61 cents and ultimately start pushing back up. And we need to, in the short term, get back over that 633 level. That's what we need to do. We need to get back outside of here and break back above this little channel we've created now after breaking outside the descending channel. This is just a little upgraded way to look at it. Just so you know, if you break down, you come through here and it's not going to be pretty. If you break up, then you can start doing it by steps. But the first level is to get back above 663 or 633, followed by 648, and then ultimately 75 cents to try to push out to 85 by year of end. We have a chance here. We have a chance. It looks like an inverted left shoulder, right shoulder, head is there. Now it's a matter of, do we have the strength to pull this back up the proper way? Have a blessed afternoon. I'll catch you.